Today, I'm going to explain the movie Chastity Bites, released in the year 2013. Catherine and Leah are two best friends in high school in Sangriento, USA. The duo are often teased by Ashley, Kelly, and Naomi, a group of popular girls at their school. Although Catherine struggles to deal with their bullying, Leah isn't bothered at all and tells Cass she shouldn't care about what people think of her either. Leah is a strong-headed girl who lives by her own rules and doesn't pay attention to anyone, including her fellow student Paul, who has a major crush on her. Although Catherine constantly asks her to be nice to him, she ignores him like everyone else. As an aspiring writer, Leah is always in search of a good story, so when she hears Ashley and the group talking about losing their virginity as a team, she thinks it would be a great topic to cover for her next writing piece. Kath isn't so sure, but reluctantly approves it. Meanwhile, Julian, an influential woman in town, arranges a house party where she announces the creation of a privately funded abstinence society and appoints a French immigrant, Liz Batho, as the head. In her first speech, Liz expresses her wish to teach girls how to protect their bodies and keep themselves pure for marriage. She inspires everyone with her polite nature, especially after comforting a housekeeper, Chastity Hernandez, as she gets scolded by Julian. During the party, Julian and her friends notice the men's interest in the young girls and wish they could be young and beautiful again. Astounded by Liz's youthful appearance, they ask her about her beauty secrets, which she agrees to share with them, but privately in her own home. That night, after the party, the maid Chastity Hernandez thanks Liz for standing up for her to Julian, but Liz responds by killing her. The next day, Liz visits a local high school where she talks about abstinence and introduces her virginity action group. She announces she will appoint virgin girls as chastity leaders and presents them with special rings to symbolize their membership and asking them to sign a pledge to remain pure. Catherine and a few other girls agree to join the group, but as Leah disagrees with the whole idea, she stops Kath from doing it, thinking it's some kind of con show. Ashley volunteers, but is questioned by her group due to their secret pact to lose their virginities, but she convinces them to join as well. After officially announcing the girls who will be the chastity leaders, Liz invites everyone to attend their meetings so they can learn by example. Kath accepts Liz's invitation to attend their meetings, but Leah argues and tries to stop her from going, but she is so impressed by Liz's personality that she can't be persuaded otherwise. Although the argument gets heated when both insist on their stance, they quickly apologize to save their friendship and settle things down. Meanwhile, Ashley and the group tell their boyfriends about their new adventure. Although they don't approve of it at first, the girls convince them anyway, saying they want to do something for the school. Kelly already has some second thoughts about joining the group, but Ashley thinks this might give them a chance to have their own reality TV show, which makes them all excited. As they talk about this new opportunity, Leah spies on them again, but leaves after being scared by a stranger. Meanwhile, mysterious deaths continue to happen around town. This time, the high school principal falls prey to the unknown killer who collects the blood of their victims after slitting their throats. The next day, the Virginity Action Group commences and Ashley officially welcomes the members to the club. As Liz starts talking about the group's course of action, Kath hesitantly joins in, but is once again in awe of Liz's personality as she shares her experience of resisting temptations in her youth. After the meeting, Liz pretends to show an interest in Catherine and encourages her to join future meetings as well. Outside the library, she comes across Leah waiting for Catherine. Liz once again invites her to join, but Leah rejects the idea. Liz tries to charm her as well, but is interrupted by Catherine and then leaves without saying another word. Leah asks Catherine about the meeting, but she refuses to share anything as Liz asks them to keep it confidential. In the next few days, Julian and her friends visit Liz's house to learn more about her beauty regime. Before beginning, Liz asks them to pledge they won't share it with anyone as her products are not legal in this country. The women agree to keep her secret safe. She then gives them a vial of blood without them realizing what it is and asks them to try it on their faces. Astounded by its quick and impressive results, that without even knowing what the product is, they demand some of this magical product no matter the cost. Before the group's next meeting, Leah asks Catherine if she can join as well because she wants to know their real agenda. Catherine accepts her request, but becomes worried about Liz after finding the meeting was cancelled due to her illness and rushes to her house. Upon arriving there, Liz's maid Ilona welcomes her, saying she's been expecting her arrival. Inside, Catherine looks at an old portrait of Liz, who explains someone painted it in Italy many years ago, but Catherine doesn't believe it, saying she still looks exactly the same. During their conversation, Liz learns that Kath paints her face to hide her acne scars, so she uses her magical vial to cure it, but asks Kath not to share it with anyone, including her best friend. Meanwhile, Leah hears that 3 women from the town are all missing, and upon doing some research, discovers they were all linked to Liz's virginity action group. Her search leads her further to the name Elizabeth Bathory, a woman born in Hungary in 1560, who was considered the worst serial killer in history. Leah is shocked to see Liz is actually Elizabeth, a vampire who bathes in virgin blood to stay young and beautiful forever. She is also involved in witchcraft and often performs a sacrifice of 5 virgins on March and September 21st. Realizing that September 21st is just 2 days away, a furious Leah rushes out to save Catherine. After arriving at her house, Leah explains everything to Kath, but she doesn't believe any of it. When Leah insists she has learned the truth, Kath defends Liz and announces she wants to end her friendship with her. The same night, Ashley and her friends attend a party at Kelly's boyfriend Travis's place, where Kelly violates her chastity oath and has sex with him. The next morning, Leah confronts Liz about being the Blood Countess and accuses her of being responsible for the missing people in town. Liz initially denies it, but later challenges her to prove it, knowing that no one would believe her even if she told the world. After her argument with Liz, Leah sees Catherine and Ashley coming over and tries to talk to her, but Kath ignores her. Leah tries to warn her that everyone in the group is in great danger, but they all just ignore her warnings and tease her. Seeing Leah is upset, Paul tries to cheer her up, saying that he understands her and also thinks there is something suspicious going on in town. Soon, Leah spots Kath leaving with Liz and runs to the office to tell the principal, who thinks Leah is just making things up for another one of her stories. She then goes to the police to file a complaint, but they too leave without even listening to her. Feeling hopeless, she calls Paul and goes over to his house to have sex, getting rid of her virginity so Liz won't be able to use her in the sadistic ritual. Meanwhile, Liz gives instructions to her house staff, including the same man who had scared Leah, about the upcoming event to ensure everything goes according to the plan. She also tells them to do whatever it takes to keep people away from the house. Ilona, who we now see as being kept against her will, protests against her plans, but Liz threatens to hurt her family if she fails to comply. Waking up the next morning, Leah tells Paul there is something important she has to do while trying to quickly leave his company, but he insists she tell him before she goes. Although a bit reluctant, thinking he won't believe her either, she tells Paul the whole story, and to her surprise, he trusts her completely. Meanwhile, the girls arrive at Liz's house to find she has also invited their moms. The girls are stunned by their mother's improved appearances. As they all admire Liz's beauty regime, Leah and Paul arrive and peek at them through the window, but Catherine is not there. Leah asks Paul to keep an eye on them while she leaves to search for Kath, but is caught by Liz's henchman, who knocks her unconscious. As the girls excitedly receive gifts from Liz, Ilona goes over to the room where Catherine is being held captive. Kath snaps at her, saying Liz won't be pleased with them for treating her guests like this, but Ilona reveals it's all happening on Liz's orders. When Leah wakes up again and fails to escape, she seduces her captor to get his guard down before hitting him with a hammer and freeing herself and Paul. Back in the room, Liz sends Ashley away to try on her new jewelry while she chokes Naomi with her necklace. As the ritual proceeds, Julian, who is also turned into one of Liz's puppets, announces they need their virgin blood to remain young forever. Hearing this, Kelly reveals she broke the promise and is no longer a virgin. Liz attempts to taste her blood but is burnt by it, realizing she is telling the truth. After punching her for her betrayal, she slits Ashley's throat and starts collecting her blood. Elsewhere, Paul and Leah find the bodies of the missing people in the basement and finally have proof Liz is responsible for it all. As they leave to find Catherine, Liz stabs Kelly in the head to stop her from revealing to anyone what happened there. As Liz is about to kill Catherine, Leah shows up to protect her. In the fight that follows, Liz reveals she knew Leah would be a threat, as she is the direct descendant of a count who imprisoned her in ancient times. After being injured, Leah announces she is no longer a virgin and uses her impure blood to attack her. Soon, Ilona breaks free of Judy's grip and hands a lance to Leah, which she uses to kill Liz. Her death brings the old ladies back to their original appearance, and they leave the house furious about their lost looks. Leah then turns to Paul and thanks him for his help, while Ilona also expresses her gratitude and invites them to come spend the summers in her village in Europe. The next day at school, Leah finally sets a date with Paul and gets together with Catherine to talk about their plans for the summer. In the end, Leah's story about the evil blood countess is published in the school journal. That was all from the video. Subscribe for more content like this and leave a like to help the channel out. Also, leave a comment if you want us to recap your favorite movie